right, so Tim's going to go ahead and ponder here. What do you think Tim's looking for right here?
Well, I don't think he has any copies, anything in his main board that deals with food chain, right?
Yeah, not that I'm aware of. I'm going to take a look over at Tim's list one more time here and make sure that I can...
So my guess is he's looking for Young Pyromancer plus a collection of spells to just kind of go off.
Yeah, doesn't look good for him here. And Tommy's just going to kind of have his way here, you would assume, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
here
that
we go.
looks pretty good.
And Tommy's going to eat this. He's telling Tim what he's about to do.
Yep,
It's going to be
I'm
really good.
making infinite mana, and I keep looking for a deck list, but I realize it's on my phone.
Yeah, and Tim's just going to pick him up here, and the writing was kind of on the wall. And Tim's deck doesn't have a lot of counter spells, so it's pretty tough for him to
Is
keep
that
up here.
Fierce Empath? Let's pull up Fierce Empath on the. Yep, that's what it was. So Fierce Empath enters the battlefield. You can search your library for a creature card with CMC 6 or greater. So the idea here is you make infinite mana, you play Fierce Empath, you will get Emrakul,
Yep.
you play Emrakul, you take an extra turn, and you attack your opponent.
Yep.
So a little bit of shortcutting from Tommy's side, just kind of telling what he was going to do. Tim understands how the combo works, and he's going to go ahead and concede.
Yeah, pretty nice there. So what do you got? Let's see here. We're going to take a quick look, and I have Tim's sideboard here. We kind of went over this earlier with him. He's playing like 4 ofs in his sideboard. So he has 4 surgicals, 4 mindbreak traps, 2 dwarven miners, 2 ancient grudges, a pyroblast, a marsh casualties, and counterspell. I don't know where I'd start besides the counterspell.
So you know what I'm most excited about this list is that somewhere in the top 8 lists, we're going to register Dwarven Miner.
Yeah, someone's typing that card,
Yeah.
and someone's going to message me, hey, someone put Dwarven Miner. It's
That
supposed to be
can't be
something
right,
else,
right?
right? And I'm like, no, this is actual Dwarven
Yeah.
Miner.
So the only thing I can think of is Surgical Extraction.
Is surgical good enough?
It's not great, but if you can nab a food chain with Cabal Therapy and then surgical it, you might have a shot.
It's like build your own.
It's kind of like what we see in Modern a lot. People trying to take out like Death Shadows or Tron pieces.
I would say people's fulminator and then surgical the piece.
Yes.
It's like build your own crumble to dust, and this is build your own slaughter games.
Yeah,
I guess.
basically. I think like that and the counterspell are really
Yeah,
that's it.
the counterspell is an easy one for me to bring in. These punishing fires are probably okay. These Dak Fadens and Jace have to be terrible, right? Just way too slow.
Yeah, Jace bounces creatures, right? Can't
Yeah.
bounce them. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Probably pretty bad. So I think it's gonna be kind of uphill sledding here for Tim. What do you got over there for Tommy? We haven't seen him all day. So
Yeah, so we've got 1 Collector Brutality, 1 Diabolic Edict, 1 Engineered Plague, 2 Flusterstorm, 1 Golgari Charm, 1
wow.
Grafdigger's Cage, 1 Hostage Taker, interesting, 2 Surgical Extraction, 3 Thoughtseize, 1 Toxic Deluge, and a Vanillion Click.
Love it.
Man, I really like this sideboard actually a lot.
I love it.
So I like the Collector Brutality. We've talked about how against Young Pyromancer, where Pyromancer wants not only to be on the battlefield, but also to have a spell in hand. So Collector Brutality is just a nice, clean answer to that.
Yeah.
You can also escalate it with your like Eternal Scourge,
Okay.
which you can later exile with your Deathrite
Sure
Shaman
thing.
to gain some life, and then also cast it from the graveyard or from the exile zone. Diabolic Edict, since it's a token deck, definitely don't want that.
Yeah.
Engineered Plague, I think definitely coming in. There's a lot of token making
Seems like
going
it could
on.
be okay.
Flusterstorm, I'm not super excited about this card since knowing the Grixis list, there isn't any counterspells that you're worried about.
Okay.
You might want to stop a few things like Cabal Therapy and fight over those where you might want Flusterstorm.
Yeah.
Golgari Charm, excellent.
Seems really great.
Another -1/-1 effect. Grafdigger's Cage, probably not very good.
Yeah.
Hostage Taker,
Probably not great. I don't know.
can't imagine you're bringing it in, but it's interesting.
Hostage Taker's pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know.
I wonder why it's in. Is it in there for like Marrow Retreat or Dark Depths?
Could be. It could be.
Something like that, maybe. Surgical Extraction, probably not. I don't think you care too much about punishing fire in your list of 3/3s.
Yeah, probably not.
Thoughtseize seems like a good, nice card to bring in when your opponent's going to try to interact with your combo.
Sure.
Toxic Deluge might be a little too much.
Yeah, I don't think you need that kind of effect. I think Tommy's just going to kind of go minimalist, basically, and just...
I kind of agree. I think I'll bring in some Token Hate, maybe a Brutality,
Yeah,
and I'm probably good.
Yeah, he'll probably take a look at Tim's list and say, wow, you're really light on counterspells.
Yeah.
And just say, you know what, I'm just going to, like, stay the same, It worked game one. There's not a lot. Tim's only bringing one extra counter spell, which is actual factual counter spell,
Yeah.
and it's just not very good, especially against the collective brutalities, where Tommy can kind of clear a path for himself to resolve the food chain, and yeah, that's pretty bad having the Emrakul in hand.
Tommy's hand is not looking good. He's
No.
got Fierce Empath, which goes and gets Emrakul, but he already has it in his hand.
Yeah, certainly not great.
I think we're going to see a mulligan from Tommy.
Yeah, Tim looks pretty happy with his 7. Yeah, and Tommy
Smart decision.
ships it back here.
One personal thing that I've been doing a lot is like I keep sketchy hands. So I had this
Wow.
conversation with Evan lately where it was like he never mulligans.
Okay.
And he always feels like I mulligan aggressively.
Yeah, I honestly have the same dynamic with other people that I play with, where I am like the mulligan machine. I look at the hand and I'm like, there's no way I'm keeping this. And some people are like, oh, I can get lucky. And I'm just not of that
Yeah.
cloth. I don't subscribe to the Gerard Fabiano. You can't mull it a 0 if you don't mull it
Yeah.
a 1. You know,
Yes.
that
Yeah.
kind of shtick.
Yeah, yeah.
I mulligan very, very frequently. With the scry roll now too, and especially in a format like Modern and Legacy where you get a lot of manipulation, you're able to like see tons of cards, and all your cards are very high impact.
Right.
So you're looking for specifics.
No, I agree. I've been trying to mulligan slightly less because I do feel like I was aggressively mulligan, but I was playing a lot of Modern, where I think Modern is definitely the format where mulliganing rewards you
Yeah,
the most.
Yeah, your sideboard cards are certainly more high impact.
Yeah, they're usually one-hit KO kind of cards.
Yeah, Tommy looks like he's going to go down to 5 cards here, which is a little unfortunate for him. That first hand was just probably not playable at all. And then going to go down to 5 cards here.
I feel like Walking Ballista is better when the meta's a bunch of counter spells.
Sure.
Maybe that's true. Maybe not. I don't know.
Tommy's happy. Maybe I'll chat with him, see what his considerations are. So Tim going to go down to 18 here.
So I see Island, Catacombs, Fierce Empath, Strix, Counterspell?
No.
No. Oh, that's the Griffin, isn't it? Yeah. Miss Hollow Griffin, right? You want to bring that card up?
Yeah, yeah.
It is... Yeah, Mist Hollow Griffin.
That's
Could be a different art, right?
No, I think that's
Oh, it's only in one
that's actually
set.
Manipulate Fate. I
Oh,
believe.
okay,
It's
even
Manipulate
better
Fate.
then.
Yeah, it's Manipulate Fate.
Even better. So he has a Cabal Therapy. Interesting.
Yep.
So what's he naming?
The Manipulate Fate's the best card. Yeah, I think by a
I agree.
pretty wide margin.
That's like 4 cards out of your library.
Yep. Tommy going to go down to 19 here.
So he drew Deathrite, had it on top. Again, Tommy leading, best card in Legacy.
Yeah, playing Planeswalkers on turn 1's pretty solid, if you ask me.
And I'm looking to get this Cabal Therapy out of the yard pretty quickly.
Yeah, and now Tim has a Thoughtseize here. I don't know. Tommy's leftovers are pretty decent. I feel like
Are they?
I feel like I'm Thoughtseizing here.
Okay. I mean, if you have nothing else you're doing.
Unless you have something to remove this.
I guess Strix is just a solid card.
Yeah, I just don't want Baleful Strix to take over the game. Like, just... Is this a Lightning Bolt? Another Gitaxian. We're paying mana for this Gitaxian Probe.
Well, we know his hand. Right? Because he drew the Deathrite.
Yeah. Is that a Vendilion Click? Is that the... Is that
I
what
think
that
that's
is?
a Fierce Empath.
Okay.
The top card there?
Yeah, I thought it might have been the promo.
Oh, I
Vendilion
haven't
Click.
seen the promo art.
Yeah.
So it could be.
So Tim wants to make sure... He's going to go ahead. I don't know... Did we draw this card yet? With the... Yeah, I think they're making sure that he drew the card with the Vendilion... Or with the, the Gitaxian Probe. And I think it is a Vendilion Click. Here you go.
I think
Baleful Strix.
it seems to me that at this point, all right.
Yeah, we take the click. And there's a Snapcaster, and I think it's a Killigan's Command also
Oh wow.
in Tim's hand, so he's in pretty decent shape. Yeah, Brainstorm's not bad though from Tommy, but
I don't
it's
think
just not really up
everyone's.
to much.
No one's ever sad to draw Brainstorm, right?
Yeah, that's probably very fair.
Because you're like, I get to draw 3 cards. It is
Yeah.
a promo click. Okay.
Okay.
That is yeah. I've never seen that.
Oh,
art.
Young Pyromancer. That's
Oh,
really
that's
good.
perfect.
Did he keep that Thoughtseize? No, he didn't. Okay. Oh, he has another one anyways. This is really great here.
Yeah, he gets the Thoughtseize and then also Flashback Cabal Therapy.
Yeah, he gets a Thoughtseize and
So-
Cabal Therapy.
I'm definitely I think we're eating the Cabal
The Cabal
Therapy now, right?
You have to.
Yeah.
You just have to.
So heads up play by Tommy. Very important to do
Yep.
that.
And now Tim's going to go down to 12 for this Thoughtseize here. And he's going to take... He might take this Brainstorm. Or Tommy might just
I
have to
like
jam.
actually brainstorming in response. Try to protect the Strix.
Okay.
Get to 2 for 1.
Yeah, and Tim knows about the Baleful Strix.
All right,
another
I
Death
think
Right
Noble is like the card I want.
that you just don't care if he has.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fair. So you get to leave a Noble Hierarch in hand. I don't see what it, I think it was another Death Right Shaman actually in his hand that he kept. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think these are good here for
I
Tommy.
think that's smart.
So you just assume
You already have one Death Right.
Yeah,
it can block elementals.
Yeah, you're not too worried about it if he takes it.
The problem with this though is he's never taking Noble, but you don't really want Noble anyway.
Yeah, the Baleful
Strix. You could
Strix,
leave Noble.
I feel like Baleful Strix is the most
What about
important
Noble
card.
Brainstorm in your hand?
I don't think so. I think those are the two best cards.
Okay.
Like those are your two best.
The thing
cards.
is you know you don't have a fetch, so the Brainstorm's only drawing you into those cards anyway. It only gets you 1 card deeper.
Yeah.
And the Death Right can block elementals. So I think there's some consideration there.
Could be. Yeah, there could have been one. So.
But Tommy took this line, and I think it's a fine line.
Yeah, I really like this this line here. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see here. Tommy's gonna go ahead and play out this Baleful Strix.
And we know he drew Brainstorm.
You knew Drew. Yeah. So Tim's actually in a really good spot. I think he has a Culligan's Command. He definitely has a Snapcaster Mage in hand.
Yeah, that seems solid.
Oh no, it's not. I'm sorry. There's not a Culligan's Command. It's a Jace instead.
Oof. Well, that's not. Jace isn't the greatest on this board.
Jace draws you 3 cards on this board.
It does, but the Strix attacks it for 2.
Yeah.
And the Death Right can kill it. So
If you
if you just Brainstorm, right?
If you're attacking with the Death Right as well.
No. You just eat an instant sorcery to the Jace and then attack for 2 with your Baleful Strix. Right? Does Death Right not do damage? Does it loss of life?
It's loss of life.
Okay. Then yes.
I mean, could you imagine how nuts this card would be? $100 if it dealt damage.
I'm surprised it's not $100.
Well, it's only
but if it did,
played in one format.
If it did damage, it would be insane.
Let's see.
Thank you, chat. I'm sorry, I was wrong.
I'm pretty sure this Jace just like happens. He knows the 1 card. Yeah, I think the Jace Brainstorm is probably the best. Probably the best possible thing, and because it's safe for a turn, and then you get to Brainstorm twice with it.
Right.
So you get to kind of see what's going on in Survey.
I mean, drawing 2 extra cards and having a lot of cards.
I was going to Fate Seal instead.
Ooh. I mean, this is kind of nice too, mostly because you're just playing like this null game with the Baleful Strix. It attacks for 2. And you draw a fetch land to go with his Brainstorm.
Yeah, it's also fine to Fate Seal. I think there's consideration for both ways for Tim. I don't mind either way.
No, that's an Eternal Scourge.
Eternal Scourge, okay. Yeah, it looked like it. Yeah, I like brainstorming with the Jace just so you can kind of get deeper. And it wasn't in danger of dying anyways to this Baleful Strix or anything like that. So
these cards do not look good.
Pair of lands.
Looks like a Fierce Impact.
That's definitely maybe not. Definitely is not the word I'm looking for, but I think that's it's a Fierce Impact. And he has the Eternal Scourge in hand, so Tommy's kind of just floundering around here.
It could be. I don't know the art on Food Chain.
I don't think that's Food Chain.
I don't think it's Food Chain though.
And now Tim has a card that he left on top of his deck.
Yeah,
and he has a Snapcaster Mage for these Thoughtseizes that are in the bin.
Right.
Tommy does have a Deathrite Shaman in order to kind of stop that.
Yeah.
Which is something. Looks like we're going to eat one of the... Tommy's going to eat this land, and it's Eternal Scourge. Okay?
All right.
Yeah, if Tim somehow has a Culligan's Command on top of his library, this is going to be very, very bad. Yeah,
so what modes would you like to see if it is Culligan's Command?
If he has a Culligan's Command, I think it's just you can blow up the Baleful Strix and the Deathrite Shaman. I think is the 2 best the two best modes here. And it's a brainstorm, so we just...
All right, Tim properly brainstorming here.
Another brainstorm.
And a land, and was
Gitaxian
another... Okay.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what Tim does here.
Looks like he might be putting Snap back.
Snapcaster.
There isn't much in the yard for Snap to do right now.
Snapcaster really is pretty dead at this moment.
Yeah, it's against Deathrite. It's not very strong.
The only thing is you can block here. You can stack block here.
Yeah.
To try and protect. We also get the brainstorm again with this.
I like this.
Yeah, you're gonna make a bunch of tokens here. There's a Gitaxian probe.
So he basically just got one card deeper.
Yeah, there's quite a bit. So Tim can pay mana for this probe also and kind of just make a bunch of tokens and just kind of turtle up. I think that's probably his best line here.
The problem is if Tommy draws a food chain.
Yeah, oh, yeah, certainly. Oh, we're going to go ahead and brainstorm now. Okay. This is fine as well. So we have to make another token with our... Yeah. Another brainstorm.
Oh, wow. I feel like he's brainstormed the same 3 cards each time he's brainstormed.
Yeah, yep.
That's what it's felt
Certainly feels that way.
Yeah.
So now, Tim is really in a place where he has to find a removal spell for this Baleful Strix this next turn. Otherwise, his Jace is going to eat it. I don't think you want to Fate Seal anymore.
But it doesn't look like we know... Okay, he's going to... I guess he'll be able to go one more card deeper with the brainstorms.
One more card deeper. And he also has this Gitaxian probe.
Sure.
I feel like we're probing. All right, we're just going to continue. We brainstormed three times this turn.
Yeah. It's a little excessive, Tim.
Tim's turn has lasted an hour and a half at this point.
He doesn't have a fetch land, so he can shuffle, but he played land for turn already.
Yeah, he played a land for turn, and he has a probe and another brainstorm, I believe.
So if he wants to shuffle away any of these cards, he can.
Next following turn, yeah. All right, your turn, Tommy, I guess. I just put 10 power in play. It's fine.
Well, the problem is like, all these 1/1s just get blocked pretty easily by Deathrite and Scourge.
Yeah, and I think that's okay. Tim's not really under a ton of pressure. The Deathrite's annoying, but he's going to be able to find something to deal with. He just saw, I don't know, he saw the same cards, but he triple brainstormed, and he has another brainstorm in hand, and a Gitaxian probe, and a Jace.
Yeah.
So he's going to see tons of cards this turn. And he has a fetch land available as well. So
yep, that's the important part.
He's going to look around at some different things. I think Tim's probably in a good shape as long as Tommy doesn't hit food chain.
Yeah, this is a very important cut for Tim. If I was in this situation, I would cut 100% to food chain.
Oh, yeah. This is not
time.
Close. Not even close. And we hit.
I think it might have been Noble.
All right,
Noble's actually good.
Wow, that gets to kill the Jace.
Because the Jace now gets to go bye-bye.
Wow, that was probably... If it wasn't food chain, that's probably the best draw he could have had.
Yeah.
So now it gets Tim's card advantage engine off the table.
And Tim's at 10, right?
Yeah, he's not
Strix
super
is
healthy.
attacking for 3. And Deathrite can start eating.
We're Gitaxian probing here. I couldn't see what it was.
I think Tommy's in an advantage at the moment.
Yeah, Tommy's in decent shape now. Here's the brainstorm. Tim needs this to be very good. He needs a Culligan's command at this point, I think.
How many times you got to draw 3 cards before you find the card you want?
Yeah, Tim's seen so many
All
cards.
right, so Dak Faden. That can steal artifacts, right?
Yeah, that's can
so
steal
he could steal the Baleful Strix if he wanted?
Yeah, he has a land, right, that he hasn't played? He has a fetch land, I believe?
Yes, he does have a fetch land.
So we can take this... I think that's the line. Is to fetch and then take this Baleful Strix. I'm going to get Dak Faden.
Not something you see every day.
I'm going to put Dak Faden up on the screen here for everybody to hang out. Check it out here. So, target player draws 2 cards and discards 2 cards. I don't think that's the mode here. Gain control of target artifact.
We should make that bigger. If we can.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that won't work.
Right.
Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna do it.
Well, there we go.
Now you guys can read it.
Look at that. So we got Dak Faden up here. I believe that's going to be the play here for Tim. Seems
I like it. I don't want to take 3 next. I don't want to take 5 next turn.
Yeah, you just don't want to die to anything crazy. So, yeah, Tommy's going to go ahead and read along with Dak Faden also. And Tim's going to take this Baleful Strix. That's mine.
It is tapped though.
Yep.
Yep. And will our table spotter properly catch it?
Very good, very good.
Our table judge has been pretty solid
Yeah.
today.
Wow, this is great. Does Tim have any green sources in his deck though? I don't think he does. In order to kind of claw back.
He has groves, right?
Oh, that's
For
right.
the punishing
You're
fires.
right. He has 4 groves. I was thinking if he had a fetchable, but he does not. But I think Tim's actually like firmly in the lead here now. I mean, we are just like
Yeah.
a food chain off of going nuts here, though.
Do you? I was gonna say, do you eat an instant or sorcery now? Because it's like your last opportunity to do so.
I don't think so. I think you want to wait and try and get Tim to blow some of his mana.
Okay.
So now Tim's just he's gonna go up. You're gonna plus this thing.
This thing. Tim has seen so many cards, and now he's gonna continue to see a ton.
Tim's probably through about 30 cards in his deck now. Draw 2, discard 2, so we get to loot.
So one of the kind of key pieces of this deck is that he gets to discard Punishing Fire.
Yep.
And that's kind of his card advantage. He can get back the Punishing Fire with a Grove,
Yep.
and then discard, and then +1 deck fade and discard it, and he kind of goes up a card in a sense.
Yeah, I feel like Tim's in a pretty reasonable spot here. I think it's almost time to start attacking with these tokens and get the game over with, though.
Yes, I agree.
I don't think you can wait around forever because Tommy's. Oh, speaking of punishing fire,
And that's gonna hit
the death right,
the
and then we get to
death
fight, and then we get to fight over this spell that Tommy's gonna try and eat. Wow, he's not gonna fight back.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, Tim's gonna go down to 6, excuse me, from the fetch
It's
lane.
a little surprising.
Yeah, I think.
And now we jam, right?
Oh yeah, I'm certainly attacking with all my
Snap
tokens.
comes in as well, probably.
Yeah, and the Baleful Strix can just sit back and hang out. I'm attacking with all my tokens in the Snapcaster here.
I
100%.
I agree.
All my tokens that are available to attack.
Yeah.
And if you want to trade some off, that's cool. Yeah, I think Tim's kind of finding that he might have missed that. He might have missed the fight over that, and he's going to be down 2 points of life. And Tommy should be down the 2 points instead here. I think he just realized that.
And Food Chain isn't really live for Tommy either, because he won't have anything to do with his mana. He
Right.
needs to find Food Chain and something to do with
Yep.
it to really close this game out quickly.
Yeah, and that's why I think Tim needs to just kind of put the pedal to the metal and try and get this game over with as quickly as possible. Cut Tommy on his outs.
Oh, wow.
All right.
And Tim says,
What?
all right. So I
Back
thought
up.
Tim was going to do the age-old, you know what, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do, so I'm just going to attack with
You
everything.
block.
Yeah.
Yeah, you block how you want.
You make the choice. Okay. Benjamin Barry mentioning in chat he could use the Deathrite Shaman to gain life, which would then allow him to get back the Punishing Fire.
Okay.
The thing about that is Deathrite's already
Why does the punishing fire doesn't work like that?
if your opponent gains life,
Right.
right? Yeah, that
Punishing Fire doesn't work like that.
Never mind. I'm wrong. But either way, you wouldn't get it back a 2 damage spell. You would just do 2 damage.
You're
with
just
their Deathrite.
2ing them to death. Yeah. Yeah. So this is pretty good here. Tommy's gonna be able to keep his Eternal Scourge. I don't know if I would attack with Young Pyromancer. It feels like my best card. And
Well,
I think I would have
What's
left.
the math here? So 2, 4, 5 plus 6
This is
tokens.
This is an 8-ball.
Uh,
I think I would have.
so it was for 11, right? And you block 2,
Yeah.
and so you take 9, and then the next turn you take 7.
Yeah.
And then you take lethal.
I think I'm leaving my Baleful Strix and my Young Pyromancer back, just to kind of make sure nothing silly happens. Tommy took 10 there.
Yeah, it looks like it, or 9, I think.
9, he's down to 9. 9
I
to
think
6.
we might have fetched and we missed it, but yeah,
Okay.
9 to 6 is the life totals, and looks like Tommy just has 2
I got
lands.
lands, yeah.
That's game. I don't think Tommy.
So
I guess
Tommy has-
Strix into Food Chain.
This is going to put him to 7 here with the Deathrite Shaman.
Oh right, and that'll be lethal, right? Because
Yep, the
next turn
Deathrite
he attacks
Shaman's
for.
lethal, yeah.
He can block with his nobles.
Going to go down to 7. He still has too many, I think, because it's going to put him to 5 on
Oh, yep.
with the Deathrite as well. And
So
then
as long as
he
he
has
attacks
3
with
blockers.
everything, yep.
Yeah, and he blocks. Yeah, and Tommy's just dead here.
So Tommy's trying to rep something to maybe prevent Tim from
Yep.
attacking with a lethal attack, but
Yep.
based on Tim's last attack, I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, and Tim's looking pretty good here. Yeah, I just turning all my things sideways that aren't named Deathrite Shaman here. This is fine as well. It doesn't matter. Another young Pyromancer and a Groove with Burn Willow. So now there's a Grove.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
The Grove is just...
Yep, just get to attack with everything that's not named Deathrite Shaman here. And it looks like we're going to be moving on to a third game here if Tim gets to make this.
Yeah, which is sweet. I mean, Tommy put up a good fight for a mold of 5.
These two.
Take 5, go
6,
to...
go to 1.
Go to 6, go to 1, yep.
And then the Deathrite activation. Tommy just making Tim...
Will Tim go for the salty... Okay, he's not going to show him the Grove.
Yeah.
Like, Grove... You gain a life, go to 2, punishing fire you.
All right, very good. So Tim's going to go ahead and win our second game here. Going to bring us all square in our quarterfinals. I don't know. That game felt kind of helpless from Tommy there.
Yeah, I mean, so Food Chain by itself doesn't win you the game, right?
Yep.
You need a thing you can exile with it, and you need like a Fierce Empath to be able to go get Emrakul, right?
And
so a mold of 5 really hurts you.
Yeah.
And Tim's early thoughts, he's taking the exile 3 cards and draw a card. What's the name of that? Was probably just backbreaking.
Yeah, that one's pretty tough to beat.
Manipulate Fate.
Manipulate Fate, yep. And Tommy found an Eternal Scourge, so he had things going on for the Food Chain if it was going to happen, but he just didn't have anything else to follow it up. So he had pieces, just not all of the pieces that he needed in order to win the game. I don't know, this one's going to be close. I feel like if Tommy's able to keep 7 cards and get out on the front foot, Tim's really up against it.
Tim needs hand disruption.
He needs the Cabal therapies, these Thoughtseizes. He resolved 2 Thoughtseizes, maybe 3 there. 2 Thoughtseizes there.
I think it was 2 Thoughtseizes and a Cabal therapy.
And a Cabal therapy. So he was in pretty good shape from the get-go. And Tommy was already on a mulligan of 5. So pretty tough one there for Tommy. Yeah, and it was funny how Dak Faden, I don't know how good it is in this matchup, but it was pretty good there.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think Tommy had a chance of winning if that Dak Fade doesn't come down.
Definitely.
The Baleful Strix attacking for 3. Tim was at 9. Quick clock with his own Deathrite Shaman, actually. And Dak Fade just perfectly coming down and taking the Baleful Strix.
And Tim had a turn where he Jace brainstormed, he brainstormed, and then I think he snap brainstormed or something like that, all on the same turn, something nuts like that. So how many cards is that? Assuming he doesn't fetch between that, because I don't think he did. So he sees 3 off Jace, but he puts back 2. Yep.
So each one is seeing
Plus
one additional card.
Yeah.
Right? So
saw 5 cards.
So he saw 5 additional cards that turn, and still couldn't find a good answer.
Yeah. He dug his way to Dak Faden, though.
But
so
he
that
did,
was kind of
that's
the kicker. Yeah, I'm excited for this last game. I'm also excited for a top 8, so I'll run down it one more time because I know some people were asking. This is our 1 versus 8. This is Tommy Tomsovic on Food Chain versus Tim Baran on Punishing Grixis is what we're naming it here. The number 2 seed Joe Bernal on Blue White Stoneblade versus Peter Tragos. He's on Mono Red Prison. He's our 7. Our 3 is Paul Romine on Blue Red Prowess versus Justin Brickman on Grixis Delver. And our number 4 is Sam Kupperwitz on Food Chain also. I guess our number 5, Jeremy Bush on 4 Color Control.
Okay, interesting.
So I haven't snagged any of the results from that yet. Our games have been pretty long here, so I'm going to try and figure out some results for you guys here as these players are shuffling up.
Let's see if Tommy can keep a good 7. I do feel like Tommy's a little favored in the matchup as long as he can hit his proper resources, but if Tim has a really strong discard hand, I think he's got a shot.
Joe, we were just as surprised as you are. There's 2 Food Chain. We kind of looked at each other like, I was like, oh, the Food Chain player. We get to put Tommy on camera. And someone was like, which Food Chain player you want on camera? And I was like, oh, there's 2.
Yeah.
They might have been the only 2 in the room. They might have had a 100% conversion rate today.
It's possible. I mean, the deck seems pretty solid when it's played and piloted well, and no one's prepared for it. Which I feel like, looking at sideboards today, not many people are prepared for this.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the harder matchups. Yes, we do publish a deck list also.
So I believe we're going to be posting on our website, and I believe TCG Player is also going to be posting.
Yes, TCG Player also has something worked out where they publish our deck lists also. And MTG Top 8 did our CTQ, so I assume they're going to find it and put it on there. On
Yeah,
MTG Top 8
you
as
can
well.
also put it on there yourself if you want.
Yeah.
Matt being the content editor for Nerd Rage Gaming.
All right, I have one result here. Jeremy Bush on 4-color control takes down our number 4 seed, Sam Kupperwitz, who is our other food chain player. So sad times for food chain. We're going to see if Tommy can kind of reverse it here for food chain to go into the
Now it's
semifinals.
possible we didn't look at Sam's list, but it's possible he has answers to food chain.
In whose deck?
Sam's.
In Jeremy's deck. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
It is reasonable. It's not easy to hate out. That's true. It's tough. It's just like a collection of really bad cards and food chain. So they don't do. It's hard to interact with.
Well, one thing, punishing fire, for example, doing only 2 damage, and all of the food chain creatures being 3/3s.
Yeah.
Just seems like it's a really big deal.
Yeah, it's tough.
I mean, it's funny to me how relevant a 3/3 body is in Legacy.
Oh yeah, I mean we saw that earlier with the 2/3 body was the gifted Aetherborn. Excuse me, was just kind of like, oh, how am I ever killing this thing?
Yeah.
I remember when Lightning Bolt was like one of the most played cards in Legacy, and now it feels like that's just like a pipe dream.
Yeah, Fatal Push has really kind of pushed Bolt, I feel like, out of the format.
Looks like Tommy's mulled to 6 here again. It looks like he's keeping this. I think Tim has a Brainstorm and a Young Pyromancer. I'm not sure the other cards, but looks like Tommy's happy to keep his 6 here.
Is Tommy going to go Deathrite Shaman on 1? Okay, no, just a Noble. A little bit more fair.
Just a Noble.
A little bit more fair.
He could have. There's a Vendilion Click, I think is what that card is.
It does look like. Ooh, and Tim, no discard.
Yeah, it's pretty tough.
Tommy drew Thoughtseize, it looks like?
I thought it might have been Thoughtseize. I could be wrong.
Nope. Weave Fate. This is a great card for Tommy to have. You get 3 dead cards essentially out of your deck, and you get to draw a card.
Yeah, Tommy's going to get these Mist Hollow Griffins.
It looks like you got 2 Griffins, 1 Eternal Scourge.
Manipulate Fate is the name of that card.
Oh, what did I call
Weave
it?
Fate.
Weave Fate.
That's
sorry.
also a card, I believe.
Okay, Manipulate Fate. I'm sorry.
It's all good. So Tommy going to go down to 19 here, and Tim's kind of in trouble already, as odd as that sounds, but these Mist Hollow Griffins are already off.
And it looked like Tommy drew Deathrite Shaman.
Okay, I mean, that's a great start. Yeah, here you go. Deal with this. Tim needs removal spells here, or just some sort of disruption.
Yeah, it looks like he has a Young Pyro. I wonder if he'll deploy Young Pyro.
There's a Cabal Therapy in his hand now also.
Oh, man, what do you do?
Do you just blind name this thing? Punishing Fire. He just puts it on top of the Deathrite Shaman. That's good.
I want to kill that.
Deathrite Shaman has been punished.
I cannot let that live. So, Brainstorm.
Yeah, Tim's kind of setting up here a nice turn of a Young Pyromancer and a Cabal Therapy, it looks like.
Is that a Collector Brutality?
I thought it might have been Collector Brutality, yeah.
Alright, so we're just starting to cast our 3/3s. I like it.
Here is my Mist Hollow Griffin.
Get your value.
Alright, well.
No messing around. Yeah, I believe Tommy has 2 or 3. Let me check the list here. Tommy is playing 3 Noble Hierarchs.
Okay.
So he's really on the fast food chain plan.
Fast food chains, like McDonald's, or is it like
McDonald's
Burger King? Yeah, something like that. Looks like Tim's going to go ahead and... I think he's supposed to just deploy this. He can go down to 19 here. I think he's probably supposed to just deploy this Young Pyromancer and then just
Blind
Therapy
name,
and then...
Food chain. And
I
then...
think it's just food chain. It's either food chain
actually,
or Brainstorm.
it's probably Brainstorm. Since he's going to make a token, he can flash it back. You want to name Brainstorm first?
Yeah, Brainstorm's usually like the default card you name against everybody.
Yeah.
Alright, yes, that resolves.
I like Tim's like body language here. He's just
like,
kind of
yeah,
throwing cards out. Like, I'm probably going to lose, but let's just do these things.
Name
Going
Brainstorm.
through the motions.
If he names Brainstorm, we're going to be really good.
Tommy making him think
Tim
that he
going,
has a force wheel.
all right, doesn't have it.
So what did he name?
That collective brutality, though.
We will be posting top 8 deck lists next week. We normally post them like a day or two after, but our website is being revamped, and we're hoping it goes live on Tuesday.
Yep. So it looks like I have another result in. Paul Romine with Blue-Red Prowess defeats Justin Brickman in 3 games. And then Joe Bernal on Blue-White Stoneblade beat Peter Tragos, who was playing the Mono-Red Prison deck. So our 2, 3, and our 5 are all advanced, and we're just waiting on this one to complete to figure out our last semifinalist.
Okay, and it looks like Cabal Therapy named Food Chain the first time.
Okay.
And then,
And we got the collective brutality this time.
yes.
And we know Brainstorm and this Vendilion Click. Yep. Gosh, another Punishing Fire.
Yep, Joe did make it Noxo.
Yeah, Joe's into the semifinals now. He beat Peter Tragos. So we have 3 of our 4 semifinalists tickets punched already here. So
So it looks like I see a Strix, I see a Fierce Empath.
yeah. Yeah, I think I probably would have just named Brainstorm in the blind. It's so easy for me to say because I know the cards.
Right.
But I agree with the assessment that if he had Brainstorm, or if he had Food Chain, he's just jamming it.
Right, he's gonna play it the turn before because you're not playing or dealing with any of the cards that are in Tommy's exile. You have no way to affect them.
Yeah.
So Tommy has no reason to play them until after the Food Chain. But
Yeah.
if all he's doing is playing them from exile, he's just trying to get value. So it's very likely that he doesn't have Food Chain in his hand. I agree.
Yeah, and it's just wow. Yeah, Tommy's just like, here's all my stuff.
Yep. I'm gonna make these Cabal Therapies in your deck as bad as possible.
Yeah, so Tim's really hard pressed to find something here to deal with this missed hologriffin, as odd as that may sound. Tim finds another. Honestly, if Tim finds Dak Fade in here again, hilariously enough,
It's gonna be
it's
very
gonna
good.
block. It's gonna block this missed hologriffin,
Yeah.
and Tommy's back to pumping the brakes.
Well, he does have more in the exile that he can keep casting.
I think that might be either a Culligan's Command or a Dak Fade.
Again, like Tommy has
Culligan.
2 additional resources sitting in exile ready to be cast. So if Tommy has nothing to do, he at the very least.
Tim's cards going on top of Tommy's cards all the time is just classic to
I know,
me.
I love it.
It just drives me insane. It's like when people like bolt one of my things and they touch it and I have multiples, I take the other one that they didn't bolt and put it in the graveyard. So all right, Tim needs to start attacking here. Yeah, Tim's got to try and end the game. He's got to try and race. It's going to be a little hard against this Griffin that's up to 4 power on when it attacks.
Yeah, not only is he going to be able to attack for 4, but he's also going to be able to play another Griffin from exile.
Yeah, Tim's going to be in some trouble here. What if he's brainstorming here?
And Tommy understands, like, he can win this race.
Yep. Tommy understands his role here. He's trying to race down 2, which is kind of why Food Chain is good. Food Chain is obviously the combo that you're looking to execute every time, but you're just like attacking with this 4/4 missed hologriffin is pretty substantial.
It can be a secondary
It is
game plan.
and I think that's why it's hard to attack, is because you're not just this all-in combo deck. You are essentially at face value you're an all-in combo deck, but you're also able to Deathrite Shaman people out of the game. You're able to just attack people out of the game. You're able to sometimes play these walking ballistas and kill people, or shoot down their board and start attacking. So
And I love this. He just goes for the 3/3, even though he has a click.
I think it's interesting that Tim didn't brainstorm there last turn.
Okay.
I feel like we need as many tokens as possible to start attacking, or we need to try and find things immediately, because these Griffins are just going to crush you.
Yeah, and if Tommy's just making a 3/3 every turn, 1/1s aren't going to be the greatest thing, so you need to really go wide.
Gitaxian Probe, okay. Here we go.
So Tommy's info's all...
I mean, Tim could find another Punishing Fire, I suppose.
Is that another Young Pyro?
Certainly looked like
That
it.
is
So
certainly a card that will help him go wide.
So if he has I think he has a Punishing Fire here as well. So you're able to play the second Pyro and Punishing Fire, the tokens might be able to outpace you.
Well, he doesn't currently have a way to get back Punishing Fire, though.
I don't think that's really a problem at this point.
Really?
It
Okay.
is, but he also has this Brainstorm too. Maybe Brainstorm is the play here. Yeah, definitely don't grab for the young Pyromancer
Yeah,
here.
definitely.
Wow.
Oh, wow. This seems aggressive.
He wants to get this off the table, which I understand. So if he blocks the Pyro,
I'm blocking, 100%.
oh yeah. If you're, I'm willing to make that trade 1,000,000%.
Yeah, the Punishing Fire has potential to get back, but there's already one in the graveyard.
So Tim's still able to make a pair of tokens here with this. I guess you put the onus on Tommy to block. So you're probably winning the race better off this way if Tommy does block.
Let's say he doesn't block.
Yeah.
Is Tommy winning the race? So he attacks for 6 next turn and then 6 again. Will Tim kill him in 2 turns?
Yeah, I think so with this Punishing Fire, and he has a Brainstorm as well, depending on what he finds with the Brainstorm.
Yeah, I think Tommy's just taking this.
Yeah, not blocking is pretty close here.
Yeah.
So this is good. I think you're supposed to go ahead and get rid of this.
Now that I do the math, I think actually not blocking is the proper play.
Okay.
Because he has Noble to block. He can make an Eternal Scourge, which also blocks.
Yeah, we know about the Vendilion Click. So Tim's just going to have to take this. He doesn't have a choice here.
This actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So now
So
Tim's going to have to Punishing Fire something here, I believe.
The downside to this is that the Noble's very weak to Punishing Fire. But I guess it's not going upstairs if it kills the Noble.
And it's not killing this Vendilion Click that's in your hand.
Yeah. Eternal Scourge is also, pretty weak to Punishing Fire. Because if it gets targeted, you have to sack it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think...
Or exile it, maybe.
Yeah.
So at that point, I think the click's probably just better. Would you click yourself?
No, I don't... That's really tough. What is Tommy's last card besides that?
It's a click and a Fierce Impact.
A Fierce Impact? I don't think Fierce Impact's doing anything, so it might be right. Maybe he's just going to Fierce Impact. Tommy's doing some thinking. This is tough. This is really the turn.
This is a pivotal turn.
And Tommy's at 12.
Now, Tim can only cast 1 spell on end step.
Let's see.
Unless Brainstorm finds another Brainstorm.
So if Tim is able to... What if he Punishing Fires Tommy? Then what happens? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Goes to 10.
Yeah, he could... Yeah, he's short. He's still short.
I think he's still short, yeah. I think I'm more likely to Brainstorm on end step to try to find a second 1-mana spell.
That's interesting to me. Oh, there's a Fierce Impact. Is it the Fierce? Yeah, it's Fierce Impact, right?
Fierce Empath, I believe.
Empath, excuse me.
And then he's going to go find Emrakul.
Yep. And...
Oh, wait.
Is that a Gurmag Angler? Is that a Gurmag Angler?
Is that a... Let's check Tommy's list.
It is a
here.
Gurmag Angler. 100%.
Oh, yep. It is 100%
Big
Gurmag.
fish.
I like this a lot.
So now you're not dead.
This is a lot of value here.
Yeah, and now he's not dead.
Oh, this card's so good in his deck, too.
Yeah.
Like, exile, if my Griffins die,
Yeah, we're just going to
I
exile
get to
all
exile
these.
him again. Oh, this is great.
This is incredible.
What an insane card.
Yeah, Emrakul doesn't do anything.
I didn't know that he had Gurmag. I wasn't looking at the list when I saw it. I agree. It wasn't doing anything. It was more like get it out of your deck so you can't draw it. But now that I'm looking at the list, I completely agree. Let's see how many anglers Tommy is playing.
All right, we're going to go ahead and make a pair of tokens.
Tommy is playing 1 Gurmag angler.
Let's see what Tim gets. Tim needs a ton of help at this point. He found another Punishing Fire, I think. He found another young Pyromancer. It just doesn't do enough, though.
Yeah.
I think Tim's actually just dead to these missed Hologriffins.
This Brainstorm's being cast at the wrong time. Okay. It's interesting. Oh, Tim doesn't have priority. That's the...
Unless Tommy's passing the turn. I'm not sure if he's passing the turn here. I don't think there's a reason where he would be.
I wouldn't imagine he would be.
Yeah, it does seem impossible that he's done that. I don't know.
Well, I'll shoot a message out to the table judge to see what's going on.
Yeah, I don't think that there's a way that Tommy went and got Gurmag Angler and then just didn't slam dunk it here. It looks like he's untapping. Yeah, it looks like Tommy's not casting the Gurmag Angler. That's weird.
Wow, that is really odd.
Punishing Fire.
Surely that was the play.
Oh, does he have another land? He can survive if he has another land here.
Is he going for click? Is that what he's thinking? Is
Looks
that
like he
wants
might.
to click?
Yeah, this stops everything. Yeah, if Tommy's able to click him here, I think he's going to get him.
The problem I have with leaving open click is you remove a blocker in the Noble Hierarch.
You'd like gain one. You just like net one, right? The Punishing Fire is going to do it anyways.
I don't know, but a 5/5 is just so hard to deal with.
I agree. The 5/5 to me is the highest upside was playing the Gurmag Angler.
Yeah. That was really surprising.
So
do you go upstairs here?
I don't think there's a way you can win from this point.
So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
You have a Snapcaster?
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
So he has to Snapcaster, target this Punishing Fire. Can he kill him this turn? I actually think he's going to kill him.
I think he might.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He has 9 exactly. So he gets a Snapcaster, target
The Vendilion
the Vanilla
click.
Click. If he has a land,
I don't know that he has a land.
oh boy. So Tommy has to
Oh,
click this
no.
land out of his hand and hope he doesn't hit one.
Wow. You can't click
Can't
lands.
click lands,
No.
right? Is he dead?
Is it possible Tim doesn't have a fetchable land?
No, no way. I'm going to take a look. I seriously doubt that. Yeah, I think he's just dead.
He has to have a basic, right? Wow. And if he would have played Angler, he would live.
He would live. He has
Yeah.
a swamp and an
He would
island.
have had an extra
He
blocker.
has a swamp and an island in his deck.
And he would have gone to exactly 1.
Looks like he's going to get him. He's going to be able to kill this Vendilion Click, and then it's exactly right.
Oh, there's a Fierce Empath we're not counting.
Oh, okay.
So he's alive. He's alive.
Is he alive?
Right? He is, I believe.
Put you 7.
Oh, he's targeting him. That doesn't do it.
What?
Okay. He's just hoping Tommy doesn't block properly.
Hope he doesn't block. Yeah. Put you to 2. Man, that was super close.
Okay. Well, first of all, we missed the Fierce Empath.
Yeah,
on
I
the
just
board.
totally
we
didn't
were
see
like
it.
thinking he had lethal.
I thought he
but
had lethal.
Didn't. Here's the thing. His body language was so confident the way he was making these
I just
plays.
totally missed it.
I thought it was lethal. I was
Yeah,
like,
I just totally missed
Tim
Empath.
found the line.
I thought Tommy was dead by not jamming the Gurmag Angler.
Yeah.
I think it was super risky.
Well, and Tim seemed so confident.
Yeah.
That's what really got me.
Yeah, I think it was super risky to not play the Angler in the first place.
Yeah, I do too.
I don't know. I just don't know where.
I just like the
Is there a
third
world-
blocker.
Yeah, is there a world where I don't go get this 5/5? Where I go get this 5/5 out of my deck and then I just don't play it when it costs me 1 mana, and I get to put an additional blocker in, and you're just almost guaranteed.
Since they got to see each other's lists, I'm inclined to say no. Was there a single card in his deck that's going to deal with everything on the
I
board?
would say there's no risk for playing it. I don't think.
Yeah. I mean, it means he can't click.
Okay.
Which he might have felt like that was his insulation.
I just don't know. I don't think there
I'm not
was.
sure. But either way, congratulations
Yeah,
to Tommy moving
congratulations
on
to Tommy.
to the quarters.
Yeah. So
Sweet deck, love Food Chain.
Yeah.
Glad to see it winning. Love the Angler in the list. I don't know if that's new. I haven't looked at Food Chain as an archetype in a long time.
Yeah.
But I love that.
All right, I'm gonna take a look here real quick. I'm gonna see.
We're going to do a quick commercial break. We're going to figure out what's going on with the rest of our quarterfinal matches
Yeah.
and see if we can't get another one on feature.
Yeah, we'll be back here in just a second.
right, so I'm gonna update you guys here. Sorry about the black screen. I'm apologize for that. Did not transition over. So we had a backup match ready, but it finished actually in the time we went. So we're getting ready to move on to the quarters. We're actually gonna have a rematch from earlier in the Swiss. We'll get you more information about that. And yeah, we're playing Joe. Joe Bernal is going to be playing Blue White Stone Blade. All right, here's Matt, and let's get him in the booth, and we'll talk more. We kind of had a black screen for a little while.
Oh, okay. All right. All right, we're back here. We're up to our semifinals here. And we have, it's actually funny, this is a rematch from round 5, if you remember that far back today. Paul Romine is playing Blue-Red Prowess against Joe Bernal on Blue-White Stoneblade. Our other semifinal match is Jeremy Bush versus Tommy Tomsovic, who we just watched win. But yeah, it's kind of funny that our round 5 just happened to be the rematch now. So Paul gets a little shot at redemption against Joe.
Yep.
We kind of get to see, hopefully, how that one plays out a little bit differently post-board. Maybe they a little bit more aware of what everyone's up to as far as sideboard cards and things like that. So I'm going to take a quick second here to show our video.